What's going on? I know nobody gonna be on here. I don't even know why I'm doing it. But I just gotta get it out, talk to somebody. I actually have anybody to talk to. Breaking up with my wife. Well, it broke up already, but serious now. She wants me to move out. We've been together 13 years. We got 3 kids: 12-year-old, 8-year-old, and 7-year-old. Being honest, I don't know how they're gonna take it. Like sometimes I'll be upset with them because it's like they don't listen. But then I realize they 2 of them have autism. But I seem to forget that they're like so smart. But it's like sometimes I feel like I did all this stuff trying to satisfy myself and satisfy these kids. And after 13 years, I have nothing to show for it but kids that's smart. My wife don't love me. I'm being honest. I don't think she ever did. I look back in a lot of the pictures that we were taking. She was never affectionate with me in these pictures. She never really was affectionate with me at all, unless it was into sex. And 90% of the time, I initiated that. I did the survey one time and seeing how many times that I would say I love you before she said it back. Well, until she said back. Like I always would say that. She never would really say it. She was like, "Oh, I love you too." But I always was the one to initiate that. The one to always initiate sex. Then we had a big argument one day because it's like all she did was like talk down to me. I know I wasn't providing in the ways that I was supposed to for a couple of years, but I was thinking about my kids. My wife makes a decent amount of money. I have my own t-shirt business. It makes a decent amount of money, and I stayed home with the kids. And by doing that, sacrificing my time, teaching my kids to be well rounded, very smart, very educational, respectable, I feel like I lost out on my relationship that I didn't put forward in trying to be the right person instead of just being lazy, always laying around, not doing anything. I let my wife take care of a lot of the stuff because I know that she was good at that stuff. I'm being honest. I have a poor education. I have really no education. I have no job skills except for cooking, washing dishes, factory. It's the part of my environment that I decided to go out and want to hustle and do all of those stupid things with my friends was going to school. And I wanted to be skipping school, hanging out with girls and selling, hustling narcotics back in the 80s. My mom's moved us from a private house into the projects. My life turned around overnight. The kids that I try to avoid, my mom's moved me right next door to them. So now I couldn't even avoid them. I abandoned my family by my immediate family by not being there. always trying to build my new family up, trying to big them up, trying to build them up to what I want to be. My wife is smart, educated. Sometimes I look back and wonder why she's even with me. And I think that often. I bring nothing to the table. I'll be honest, I'm horrible at sex. I really just, I really am not good at it. And I can be honest about it. So I know that has to be part of it. It seems like everything that I love the most, I don't want it to be around me until it's too late. I feel like hurting myself all the time. I don't think I'll do it, but man, I didn't think he was gonna hit the moon one day. Like I said, nobody's probably gonna ever see this video because I have no followers really on this page. But it's like it makes me feel a little bit better to be able to talk to somebody, even though nobody answers back. Like I have kids here, but they really don't have conversations with you. You know, they're young still. Like I said, my oldest one and my middle son has autism. And they really not gonna hold a conversation with you. They can talk, but and then which with my wife, my ex-wife, she's like trying to be cool and not cold, but it's like it's still cool, like a coldish feeling. It's like you with somebody for 13 years and you can't hug them no more. They don't want you to touch them. And I don't understand. It's like I know I wasn't a great husband, but I was a great dad. And I know women get fed up and men get fed up. It's hard not to touch somebody when you want to touch them, even just to hold their hand. Or I wish I could bring back the time, but hopefully this will make me stronger and more believing in myself instead of always doubting myself and putting everybody, even family, before your own self. Because if I can't be first, I'm about to be last. I can actually have nothing but this t-shirt shit to fall back on. So now my next move is I'm gonna move out and try to get an apartment for myself. Then the crazy thing is, the reason being that I don't work is because I take the kids to school and I pick them up off the bus. And I did that for years. So working and giving your check to somebody for watching your kids, I understand people do that all the time, but I didn't see we needed me there in the house. That's why my kids are so grounded and well rounded and very smart because I was there pushing them every day. Make sure homework, make sure extra work, make sure speaking, make sure everything. With these people these days, all they want to do is work, 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 make money, and then there's no parenting. This ain't about no t-shirt stuff, man. This is about me just pouring my business, my heart out, man. I'm hurt over here. I don't want nobody checking no business or nothing. Sorry, but this is not what that's about. Like I said, the shit hurts when you can't be with the person you really love and thought they was gonna be there for you forever. But then when you look back and look in the mirror and you say, why would this person want to be with you? If you bring nothing to the table, you don't even bring good sex to the table. So why would this person be with you? You're not financially insecure. You're not mentally insecure. You're not physically insecure. I'm sick. I got diabetes, too, high blood pressure. Barely can see. My eyes are going. So why? And I look and I say, why am I hurting so bad when I know I'm not the right person for her? Why do I think, am I still being selfish saying she's the right person for me? I don't want my kids to be raised without me. It's hard to raise children in separate homes. People say they can do it, but it's not. It's hard. It's impossible. It's not. It's not. It don't work. Don't get me wrong. It can, but it's the people that you're dealing with. It has to be a certain type of people that you're dealing with for that to work. And I'm being honest that she's not that type of person. She cares about work way too more much than. I've been married for 13 years, man. 13 years. And where it's a wrap. It's over. We broke up. She wants me to move out. We have 3 kids. So I have no one to talk to. I have no real family. So this is the best I got. So, like I said, I'm just yapping. Didn't think anybody was watching, but I appreciate it. But sometimes, even with a lot of people, it makes me so hurt that I have all these friends on social media, but I have no one to call when I need to pour my heart out or talk to. And that's the hurtful thing. And I really can't call my family that I do have because why would they want to listen if I don't never call them anyway? I'm 51 years old. I just had my first DNA test to see who my pops was. Oh man, 51 years old. 3 sisters showed up, took me out to lunch, gave me a swab, and now I'm waiting on the results. How was I supposed to feel about that? All this time, my dad knew he had a son, but decided to move all the way across country, other side of the world. Just totally forget about it. Then when I really did get older and look for him, it took me 10 minutes to find him on Facebook. Once I found out his real name. My mom's hid his name from me my whole life, like a secret. Black women talking about, I don't need no man. My entire life, never, to this day, I never met my father. Never met my father. And he's on my Facebook page. Never met my father. Ever. Denied me his whole life. I have 4 siblings, and all of them are well off. Doctors, lawyers. That's why it's so hard for me to. I wanted better for my kids, and I thought I was doing better, but it seems like it was only better for me, not for the person that I was dealing with. As in my wife, she don't take what I was doing into consideration to be helping our family grow. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I have 3 kids, and I have 4 kids actually, and 3 in this marriage, and they're the smartest in all of their schools and their grades. So that's what I was pushing for, to be a good dad, and was forgetting to be a good husband. And that's what I feel that I neglected, thinking the dad role was good enough to keep my wife satisfied. And that, after 13 years, I realized that it wasn't. When you can see eye to eye with some people and you think you see eye to eye with them, and you look back and look at all of the things that we went through, and I look back and say, damn, did I trap this lady or something? Because I always complained about the way she spoke to me. Like, it wasn't respect all the time. It was like sometimes it felt like she was talking down to me. Like what I was doing wasn't good enough. I taught her everything. She didn't know how to cook when I met her. She was always with all these chemicals in her hair. She didn't know how to take care of kids. She didn't. I'm not saying she didn't have respect for herself, but I showed her a lot of stuff about her culture, a lot of things about everything, and not me putting myself first is why I'm in this predicament I am now. For someone that you think that loves you, I don't understand when people say they love you, but they're not in love with you. I don't understand that. I never understood that. I can't turn my love off for somebody at the light switch. Look, I have another child. I haven't been with her mom's in over 16 years, but I still love her because that's what type of person I am. I'm not talking sexually. I'm talking spiritually, mentally, physically, like not physically, but I still love her. You can't turn that off if you love somebody. I love my mom. I can't turn that off if she pisses me off. I can't turn my love off for my kids because they piss me off. We always talk about, me and my wife, the black family, black family, black family, black family. And now it's just like, damn, that's crazy. That's what's up. My first troll. I appreciate it, bro. I'm just talking. So if you don't have to be on here. You don't even have to be on here. You could keep trolling. It don't matter. It don't really matter because I ain't paying no attention to that. I'm going on with what I gotta say. It's getting off my chest. I don't care what you have to say. I wish you luck with your relationship and your family. Thank you. I appreciate it. So basically, I'm ready to go, but it's so hard for me being around my kids for 13 years, 8 years, and 7 years, getting up, doing everything with them, always being there when they open their eyes, when they close their eyes, when they sneeze, when they fart, when they piss. And now from not being there to being a weekend person. I don't want that for my kids. That shit don't work. Those relationships don't work. If the one parent that the kids are living with works all day from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6:30 at night, and then when they get home, the kid goes to bed at 8 o'clock, and then the other parent gets to see him on the Saturday and Sunday. That don't work. Saturday. All right, that's all good. It's all good. You keep talking. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. As long as that's the whole point you feel to realize. All I need is somebody to listen. That's why I'm on here talking about this, because nobody's listening. Because if you listen from the beginning, I have nobody to listen. So even though nobody cares, I'm glad you on here. There's no hot girls on here, but you listening. So that's all I need. I needed somebody to listen because I felt like hurting myself. It's not no excuses. It's about when you try to build something and the walls come crumbling down on you. And it's family. I love my family, bro. So all that extra shit, you don't have to be on here, but I'm glad you on here because that's all I need is somebody to talk to vent to, even if they're jackasses. It don't matter. How will I get over the hurt of not being there for my kids? I have to have hope in somebody that I don't think that can make it by herself possibly. Financial, yes. Any other way, I don't think it's possible. My kids is a different type of built kids. They three of them. Mommy goes to sleep. One is on this thing. One is on this thing. You have to watch them. You have to be on them. My wife lets a lot of things go by. How are they going to be affected by this? How are they going to be affected by this in school? How are they going to be affected by this mentally? How are they going to be affected by this physically? I'm not blaming her. I'm more for blaming myself for not putting myself first. For not being smart enough we didn't even tell them yet. We didn't tell them we still live in the same house. We didn't even tell them about the separation yet. Nobody knows that I know. And then this was the crazy thing is like, okay, in your phone you put things for your wife, they name and whatever. So I put wifey in my phone for my wife, right? Even though you know you're going through some things, you just don't change that. 13 years you get used to certain things. So something happened with my phone. I asked her to reprogram it or something. I had to switch my chip to get G5 in my iPhone, and she did that. Gave me back my phone, paid no attention to it, went to sleep, woke up the next day, and went to go call her. And instead of wifey, it says her original name. So she edited and put her original name in there. And it might seem small, but it seems so big for her to do something like that. It's like it really, really, really sounds small, but it hurt. It really hurt. So the moving on process, I don't even know because my finances ain't together like that to just get up and move. And then I still have my name on the lease here. It's like to get up and move and then have to get new furniture and all of this by myself. Okay, I understand that it comes due with time. But on top of all this, the breakup, when it finally comes down to it, yeah. And that was the crazy thing. It was she could have said it and then it hurt me so bad when she did it. I was like, damn, like you couldn't even just let me rock with that. Like, how does that hurt you? How does that make you feel any better that you did that? Like, Was that just to take a shot at me? You know? So that's another thing that hurts. You know, and then after, like I said, it's like you come home and I don't talk to anybody all day, and then now I got to talk to her. She don't have an attitude, but it's like when somebody tells you they really don't care about you, it's hard to really have a conversation with them. It's really hard to look in their face and be genuine with them. I make her breakfast every morning. I cook her dinner every night. My house is spotless. I clean up after my kids, all of that. I'm here, okay? That's what I do. But for somebody to go to work and have key with the people at work and or be on your phone and laugh and key at with other people, but when the person you used to love or supposed to love, you always got to give them a stiff arm, you know. And the crazy thing is, I'm gonna be honest. I never, ever, ever. Let me tell you something. You're not supposed to, but I'm gonna say, I never cheated on my wife ever. 12, 13 years. I never hit her. Never did anything. Never disrespected nothing. Never did any of that. Pure gentleman. Always trying to make her laugh. Okay, things get a little dull after years, but it's when you bickering and fighting, going back and forth. It's hard to make love to somebody that you feel is being disrespectful to you. It's hard to stay erect when you love that person and you feel outside of the bedroom they're being disrespectful or they're not respecting you in the manner that you feel. It's not about sex with me. It's not about that. I can't just hop on her and do my business if I'm feeling some type of way about her that I feel that we need to work out. And like I said, I'm only on here because I have no one to talk to. I really have no one to talk to. I said, what's my next move? Now I gotta move. I gotta do all of this stuff. My wife been doing 90% of this stuff for me for the last 13 years as medical. And you know, she's good at that. I'm good hands-on. I'm good with working, building stuff, just doing other stuff. We're not legally married. We've been 13 years, so we've been basically we're not married, but we're 13 years and 3 kids deep. Yeah, and it's not about it's bigger than just her. Like I'm saying earlier, it's about the kids. It's, if my kids is used to me being here and being on them and being there when they wake up, go to sleep, brush their teeth, piss shit, blah blah blah. How is that going to affect them? They've always known a two parents home. They always known a two-parent home. And like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from her, but I think she can't do it because she works from 6, 7 in the morning to 6:30 at night. The kids go to bed at 8. So what do you win? What do you prefer instead of me being in their life to drop them off at an after-school program that strangers is gonna deal with them? Let them run around, play video games all day. My kids don't do that. They get video games on the weekend. Every day they get work after school. Education is the key to success. I never had an education, so that's my main golden belief. If I go upstairs and show you all my kids' books, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books. Brilliant kids. I'm not just saying that because they're my kids. I'm saying that because that's how I made them. When children are born, they do not speak any language. So you teach them that. If it's French, it's French. If it's Russian, it's Russian. If it's German, it's German. If it's African, it's African. So when I had my kids, I said, listen, they don't know how to read, they don't know how to talk to one another. Everything educational in front of them. And I did that to this day. But I'll be honest, I don't think she's going to follow that path because she's always worrying about work. She makes decent money, yes. Makes decent money, yes. But to have a decent job and make decent money, you can't spend time with your family and your job equal. You spend more time at your job than with your family. Your family is miss you for so long, and then they stop missing you. And I try to tell my wife that because, okay, when I was growing up, or when you growing up and your mom and your dad come home, you run to the door to greet them. Oh, mommy's home, mommy's home, mommy's home. My kids don't do that. My kids hide. Now she got to go on a treasure chest to go look for them. I'm big on greetings. I'm big on good night, good morning, hello, excuse me. I'm big on that. I told my wife good night one day. She said, "Oh my God, come on, every night." She said, Don't you think you sound like a robot?" I said, "Wow." So then she started making it her business, like to fall asleep so she wouldn't have to do it. And I started seeing things like that. Or the morning time, the same thing. Yeah, she does. She does have an attitude. She does have an attitude. She does have an attitude. I won't get her wrong about that. I tell her about that all the time. But it seems like it's only with me. That's the thing. And like I said earlier in the chat, in the live, is it's it's been like this for years. And have we really been holding on for the kids and just digging ourselves in this deeper hole? Because I've always known she had an attitude. Before I met me, the first 4 years, I never seen this attitude. People used to always tell me, "Yo, your wife, she's terrible. She got a horrible attitude." Never seen it. Never seen it. But once it started, it was always a flicker. It was a flicker. It wasn't all the time. And then maybe our seventh year, eighth year, then it just started all the time. Everything is about something. Something. Everything is an attitude. Everything is the opposite. And that's another thing that used to kill me, is because, okay, she used to be like, "Oh, well, everybody has their opinion." I said, "Yeah, everybody does have an opinion, but if everything I say you have to go with the opposite, or you have to you have to question everything. You have to question everything." Where I started saying to myself, "Watch this," and I would say something and I know she would answer this way, just because. And then I would ask her, like, "Yo, why you always gotta go against everything I say?" She's like, "Oh, everybody has their own opinion." Yeah, I understand it's an opinion, but to go against everything someone says, it's crazy. And like I said before earlier in the live, I never really think she loved me. I think she loved the idea of me. I think she loved because I was strong. I love my culture. I love kids. I like to teach women. I like to teach people about their culture. So at the end of the day, I think that's what she was not in love with me, because when I look back and look at the Facebook, the Instagram, there's no public affection anywhere. We got pictures like, but we never had, there's no hug pictures with the in the front, with the back. None of that. None of that. None. I looked through our Facebook page. We got pictures. There's no pictures of us hugging, kissing, none of that. No public affection ever. I sit back and think and said, I never remember her giving me public affection in 13 years. Never. Don't get me wrong. We've been all over a lot of places, vacationing, do anything. This woman to do anything for me, but I always said you buy me anything I need, help me with anything I need, but you do not. It seems like I have to beg you for respect. You should never have to beg people for respect. Even when you're supposed to be respected, the things you do for your family, your home, and you still get no respect. So it was like, what's my plan? What should I do next? Is it as easy as you think it is just to get up and leave? Okay, even if I got up and leave, even if I got up and left, is that gonna help my kids? And then let me bring it back to us talking about me and her separating, moving. She still thinks that. Listen how what she said to me. I said, so okay, my kids. She gets off of work at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So I said, so what's gonna happen with the kids? She says, well, one of them he could come home by himself. The other two, maybe they could get dropped off at your house, and I'll just come pick them up from your house. See, there you go, putting me in that situation where you're not still trying to let me go out and do what I need to do to get my life back in order. My life is out of order because of the path I chose that I thought was going to be great for me and my family to keep them strong together, but it doesn't work like that. It's all of this stuff I've done and spent in time, not saying wasted because I love my kids and I have 3 kids. And just to think about it, they're boys. So if they have kids, my name will be here for the next 100 years. Hopefully, my bloodline will be here for the next 100 years. If my kids teach their kids and their grandkids what I taught them, my job is done. But I don't want it to be as in I taught them all of this stuff, and then now I move out and everything's out the window because you have to stay on them. If you took 100 jump shots a day for 2 years, you're gonna be nice in basketball. But then if your mom said, "I don't even like you playing basketball no more," you take the basketball away for 5 years. What the hell's gonna happen to that jump shot? That's not memory reflex. That takes practice. That takes training. Same thing with this educational stuff. If you don't build up and move up and move up and move up, every one of my kids is 1 or 2 grades above what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, she is the money source, and I hate to say that. She is the money source, and I wasn't thinking about that for the long run because the only reason she is the money source because I allowed her to not saying allowed. I don't want to say allowed. I want to say I gave her the open space to go work all these hours, 12 hours, 14 hours a day, while I sat home and took care of the kids. Cooked, cleaned, made sure the kids was good, homework, all of this. While she was out making this money. Now she makes 67, 72 a year, and I still have less than $2,000 to $3,000 in my bank account. I run an at-home business. I still pay for all my equipment. I still pay to bring my kids. I do all of that. I do all of that. We got the stimulus check. Shit went in her name. She broke me off a little here and there, like I'm a kid. So it's like, you ever consider seeking marriage counseling? We are not legally married. We've been married. We've been together. When I say wife, it's just because I've been with somebody for 13 years and I can't call them my girlfriend. That is like very disrespectful. We should have been married, but the thing is like, okay, if we would have been married, would this not still have happened? Well, she makes 72 a year. What does she do? She's one of top managers at a pharmacy. Can't tell you what pharmacy it is, but she's a top manager at a pharmacy. She actually goes to different pharmacies. If the pharmacy's not doing bad, like people are stealing their sales are not stocked, their sales are not good, she'll go there for a couple of months, 6, 7 months, and turn the store around, and then they'll send it to another store that's having the same problem. So it's basically that's what she does. She's like a traveling manager. If she's stuck in her ways, she's not gonna change. It's it's not about stuck in her ways. It's like I was saying, when I look back and look at when I look back and all right, sorry, I gotta go. I hope y'all can stop by later on again. I will be, I guess, just talking, man. Just like I said, I have nobody to talk to, so I have to cut y'all off right now. But the demon lady is home, so no, I'm sorry. I wouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up or thumbs down, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace and stay safe, man. Don't let love kick in. Yeah. All right, holla at your boy. Peace.